This is our bi-monthly speaker series called Durango Diaries. Tonight is our 8th presentation called Tales of Immigration. Rosa Sabido there, who's appearing on your screen, has been in church sanctuary in Mancos, and she's joining us live tonight by Skype. Rosa's a Cortez resident since the 1980s, and she was told in May that her application for a one-year stay was denied by Immigration and Customs Enforcement. She'll share her story and give us an update on how things are going on this, her 322nd day living in sanctuary.
I had employment authorization documents, so I was able to work, and then suddenly I couldn't renew it. The officers knocked at our door at 5 o'clock in the morning. There were about 10 officers. They did a raid. I'm Rosa Sabido. I'm here at the Mancos United Methodist Church in Mancos, Colorado, and I have been here 312 days. I'm not sure what is going to happen. I have lived here 30 years. Yes, I've been trying for 30 years. Yes, I did my best, but it's still like I'm floating at the air. I have no base, like nothing. You know, it's just unbelievable how hard this is. And yeah, my mom, she became a permanent resident in 2001. Then I got a letter from immigration saying that the petition that my mom submitted has been approved, meaning that I was approved to, when the time comes, when my number and my name comes and the date, I will be able to apply for a permanent residency. And then I received a second letter from the visa department saying, you know, your petition has been granted, has been approved. Please do not leave the country. So I thought, wow, so this is it, right? Because it comes from immigration. So you believe, or I believe, that this, you know, that they finally will let me just wait for my time. I keep staying in the country. I had to apply for a stay of removal every year. So I did. That was 2008. I did every single year. I was granted the stay until last May 10 or 11 of 2017. I received this notice from my attorney on May 26th. She called me and she said, you know, I have bad news. Your stay was denied. So I asked her if I appear and if I show up to my supervision, what it will happen. She said, well, more like you will be detained and you know, and taken custody and be transferred to the Aurora Detention Center, and they will rush your deportation. So I was like, it's like, where do you run? What do you do? You know, like, why so extreme, you know? I'm willing to stay here in sanctuary as long as I feel strong and supported, and as long as necessary to make things change, not only for me, but for the whole immigrant community. We cannot be invisible anymore. I will try to live my life with a purpose, and the purpose for the benefit of many, not just mine.
Rosa, I'm going to just ask you a couple questions to get you talking here a little bit, but will you just first of all tell us more about what it's like to live in church sanctuary now for 322 days?
Well, it's a challenge both ways, not only for me, but for the people who, you know, offers their help and their shelter. It gets harder and harder every day, but I'm just trying to stay strong, and it's just not easy not be able to live a normal life and do the things that everybody else does. Simple things as walking, the most basic right of any human. The right to choose where and what to do every day. It's hard, but it's a decision that I made. I didn't have much time to make this decision when I got the bad news from my attorney. So this was the only choice I have, to remain in the country and be able to fight for my right to stay. So I'm just struggle day by day to just find some sort of hope and happiness, and thanks to the people that surround me and the people that supports me, they bring a lot of light to my life, and they try to make my life more enjoyable. But it's certainly not easy to be home and not to be with my family and not to do the things that I usually do, and we all do, you know.
Rosa, in a minute, I want to ask you about what residents can do to help your situation, but I also want to know how you hope your situation has a greater impact on immigration reform.
People can support in many ways, can support by signing a petition, by calling or to the legislators to, you know, get their attention to this issue, not only on my own case, but the immigration reform that is much needed, and it's been delayed for many years. I've been, you know, waiting this 30 years, and might seem like it has been some misunderstanding that I haven't tried, that I haven't done enough, that I probably don't have the money, that I didn't do the right thing, that I am illegal, that I'm a criminal, there's a lot of misunderstandings, but it's really hard to try to get a legal status in this country, and it's even harder when you are a Mexican citizen. So there, you know, if people truly believe that us immigrants deserve to have our legal status in this country, I think, you know, you can raise your voice to advocate for us. That's all I can ask. And then there's a petition online. There's a website, rosabolonshere.org. There's all the information there. There are ways to support, like, you know, with donations. I wish that people could take more action, you know, to help us. We are trying to do whatever we can, and there's people around us, but in community, but we need the people to realize and to be aware of what's going on with us.
And really quickly,
And I'm
just
sorry,
tell us.
I forgot the second question. If you want to repeat it.
Yeah, we're going to get to that real quick, but I also want to ask you the status of your legal battle right now, if you could update us, and where you are in the process and what it will take to move you forward.
I am in sanctuary. That's my status right now. That's it. The only way that I now can get a legal relief is through a private bill, and that has to be sponsored by congressman and or a senator, and be passed through the two houses. So that is a long process. I'm still waiting for some representatives to come and get on board, and waiting for the right time to do this. So this is my situation. Sanctuary. That's it.
Okay, and then if we could give you just a minute here to talk also about what residents can do right here or in the months ahead to help your situation.
Again, you know, call, send a petition, send emails, fax to the representatives of the state, or now we are working on a people's resolution for the state of Colorado. We are for women in sanctuary right now, and we are trying to get this resolution to be voted by the legislators. So if that passes, we might be able to leave sanctuary, or some of us able to reopen our cases. There's more information. There is a website as well. There's People's Resolution, Colorado.org, and there are some members of Rosa Sabido group in the audience, and they might be willing to give you more information. If you want to wish to call to any of the state representatives or senators to encourage them to take a look of my case and see if they might be willing to sponsor a private bill. Otherwise, I don't see any other way out.
Okay, well, thanks for being here tonight, and I think we have some time for some questions if our other speakers want to take their seat again.